never gonna make it. You're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it.
Oh, will you fight?
Hello and welcome to Game Day from the UK, another Miami Heat's UK live pre-game streaming show. Here tonight to preview the in-form Miami Heat against the in-form Dallas Mavericks. Just a short and sweet one tonight. I have got to rush out somewhere shortly after this, but we have got my two guys here, of course, here to join me. First of all, Sam Aquara. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Yes, I'm very well, very well. What jersey are you wearing there? Looks fire.
It's vintage. First ever basketball jersey I ever owned. This is the Miami Heat jersey from 07-08 season, if I'm correct. Shaquille O'Neal.
Looks good. Love a bit of vintage jersey, me. So well done, mate. John Jablonka, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing great, thanks.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, guys, tonight we've got a good game, really good game. Looking forward to this one against Dallas. But before we come on to that, of course, let's reflect on the last game. A win in the end against the Brooklyn Nets. We was all on the stream saying blowout wins 10, 15, 20. And at one point it was 20. I think 21 was the biggest lead. It looked like another easy night at the office. But Brooklyn, to their credit, Sam, they didn't give up. They was very underhand with a lot of their roster missing. But with Kyrie on the court, there's always a chance. And boy, did he light up that fourth quarter. And it made it a tight game. And we got it over the line in the end. But great game. What'd you do with players like Kyrie when they're in that form?
Man, you got to contain them. Contain them to the best of your ability. And if you can't, just make sure you outscore them. But yeah, it was an interesting game. It's just one of those games that feel like a throwaway. You don't know what to expect or take away from it because they're missing so many players. And obviously, they just had the trade as well. So for me, I was just like watching the game, trying to pinpoint the positives and see, okay, what can I take away from this game? And we've got a complete team. I mean, we're up 20 and we let that slide, but we've got a damn complete team. I mean, 9 players suited up for the game. And each player had at least 8 points and 3 rebounds. And that's proper well spread. Kyle Lowry did his thing. I was really impressed with Gabe Vincent as well. He had his stints in the second quarter, third and the fourth. I think he ended up with over 10 points as well. And yeah, he's developing into that sort of floor general that we want him to be, a competent sort of backup in. Seeing Bam in the post and in the high post, low post, we've just got a complete team. I'm just waiting for us to just ball out.
Yeah, it was one of those games where, there's never an easy win in the NBA. Even when you feel like you're going to win big, you still got to turn up, you still got to work hard. And as I said, Brooklyn, to their credit, got back into the game and made it a really exciting finish. But do the Heat have maybe this lack of tendency to not close out games? I know we've had a few big blowout wins, and when we do win, it seems to be big. But in these tight games, do we have an issue here with closing them out?
I think there is some concern with the offense side of the ball, because most of the time on the defense, it happens that Kyrie cooks you or the team gets hot from deep, and that just happens. I think there is a concern about the offense. They have one of the worst offenses in the clutch, and they just go away from the things that they do well in the first 46 minutes and then just change in the last 2 minutes. But I still trust Jimmy to have the ball in his hands, even if the offense is a bit different in the clutch. And
I think. Yeah,
we still need to see like Lowry getting more involved in that as well.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. I'll stay with you for it, actually, as you brought it up there. I sort of asked, is Jimmy still the closer? Is he the one you want in the last possession or when things are tight to have the ball in his hands? Or would you think that maybe Kyle or maybe not Tyler Herro, even though he's got the confidence and the arrogance to maybe take that role on? You want it in Jimmy's hands over Kyle, or would you rather see maybe the ball trusted with Kyle a bit more?
No, I'd still like to have it with Jimmy. Someone posted his isolation stats. Like he can still get you a bucket on his own. And I was looking at Tyler Hero's stats in his rookie season, how all his clutches were assisted, and you can trust Jimmy to attack the rim and then find Hero or Kyle. But I just don't see Hero handling that responsibility of getting to the rim and finding shots for others.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, you still want, I mean, because Jimmy can, you know what he's going to do. He's going to get in, he's going to get contacts, he's going to make that, decision during that drive, whether he's going to go for the bucket, maybe get an and one or kick it out to one of the 3-pointers or so on to get you that hopefully winning bucket. So, yeah, I'd still like to think that the ball goes in Jimmy's hands, and I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. Sam, quickly before we come on to tonight's game, you've already sort of touched on it there, but a complete team with a complete sort of, they all did their part really in that win. I think there was 8 players getting in double digits, definitely 7. It might have been 8 players. That's the sign of a winning roster, in my opinion.
Absolutely, and like I said, it's just complete. And everywhere we need a bit of action, we've got players there at the top of the key. We've got good defense with Kyle Lowry and Gabe Vincent. I think it was 2 games ago that we had a game-saving stop for Kyle Lowry, and that's the sort of thing we want from him. And on offense as well, against Brooklyn, he did his thing. He was hitting down threes from way downtown and going off the cuts, off the ball, getting cuts for lay-ins from Bam, just setting players up as well. Even Duncan Robinson, his shot is here and there, but the stuff he was doing off the ball, dribbling, I think he had a dunk in the first quarter that was just...
yes.
It's just stuff you haven't seen from him before.
Moment.
Literally. And, Deadman still blowing my mind out. It's just a complete team, and I think I don't know if Spurs got his 9-10 player rotation sorted, but I think last game we got a glimpse of what the final sort of playoff roster rotation would be.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is starting to take shape, and that little Duncan Hezzy move, followed by the dunk. There's not many things that get me out of my seat. I always have to be a bit reserved that my family are asleep upstairs, and I have to be a bit quiet. But there's the odd occasion during the season where I jump and lose myself, and that was one of them for sure. That was incredible. Love that moment. One of my top 5 moments of the season. Quickly before one last thing, John. Bam Adebayo has been criticised several times, really, for lack of aggression. I think we're seeing an extended period where he maybe feels like he's taking it personally this time because he's rebounded incredibly to that criticism from a few games ago. Every game now he is bossing it, isn't he?
Yeah, I love to see his increase in all the attempts, and you can see that he's stopped. I was just rewatching the Hornets game. I think, the Pelicans game where he had like 21 field goal attempts, and you can just see there was no hesitations in whatever shot he was taking. He got a pass from Lowry and just immediately was looking for a shot instead of looking around for a handoff or anything. He just went straight up.
Yeah, it's been great. It's a joy to see. I think that if we see this ascension and this to continue this ride, this aggression, this taking on more shots, sort of dominating his matchup, which we see a lot happen. There's no reason why this time, sort of playoff time, he can't start bossing everything, including the maybe the 2 big centers in this league. We'll start seeing him match up very well with that. It's,
and to add to that, I was listening to one of the pods a couple of hours ago. I think it was 5 on the floor. And quick shout out to John. Your stats got picked up on 5 on the floor earlier today, so keep working, man. But yeah, I was listening to 5 on the floor earlier today, and I think it was either 5 on the floor or Locked On, and someone pointed out how Kyle Lowry is getting Bam open, and as soon as he gets the ball to Bam, he just clears the floor, he just clears the field, just gives Bam the space to do what he needs to do. So I just thought back to that, and I was like, yeah, Kyle Lowry has a big sort of part to play in Bam's sort of aggression over the past few games. So not only is he getting found out by Lowry, but he's given that sort of space to do the work he needs. But yeah, it's a bit of an advantage to have Kyle Lowry back on that.
100%. Yeah, it makes us click in so many ways, including getting Bam into it. So, good point, Sam. Stand with you then, Sam. Game against the Mavericks tonight. Really, as I said, really good game, really exciting game. I think it's going to be a close one. Both teams in form. Mavericks had a bit of a slide, but they've responded with 4 wins on the trot. Heat are now 5 on the trot. I think if we win tonight, it equals our biggest winning spree of the season, as far as I'm aware. Might not be exactly right, but I think that's right. Going quickly back to deadline day, they trade deadline. They traded away Porzingis, got in Dinwiddie and Bertans. Had to give a second-round pick in that as well. For me, that's good business for Dallas. I think they've done well there. I think they've won that trade. What are your thoughts off the bat with that?
I'm not wowed by it. I mean, Dinwiddie's still got his issues health-wise, so we don't know how long he's going to stay healthy. And Bertans, I don't know if that's much of an upgrade from Porzingis anyways. So I just have to see how they play out. I'm not too shocked by that sort of movement.
No, I don't think it's sort of groundbreaking. I don't think it's something that's going to move the needle massively for him. I just think they've done well to get off of the Porzingis contract. I think it was quite clear that didn't really work. He's still got a lot of time left. He's on a lot of money. I've rated him. I think he's a good player, but I don't think they got what they traded for from New York. I think that they expected more. So I think they'll be happy to pick up Dinwiddie and Bertans in that deal and get off of that contract. So I think they've done well there. John, the Luka Doncic, as we know, superstar in this league. His recent scoring spree, just read these numbers off: 30 points, 34, 40, 33, 18. That was in about 20 minutes. 33, 51, 45. The man is on fire, as we know. He seems like he's not even trying, and yet can still get these numbers up. What do Miami do to try and limit? Because you're not going to stop him, but what do you do to try and limit him?
Just throw everyone at him. I think in the first game against Mavericks, we just literally had PJ on him one possession, then we had Bam, then we had Jimmy, and then we had Lowry. I think that whole scheme should be just put everyone at certain different times, get him off rhythm and stuff like that. And also just get the ball out of his hands. Let Dinwiddie beat us instead.
Yeah, I agree. Just quickly going back to the comments here, we've got a horrible move. This is talking about the Porzingis one, and exactly, but they invested too much in that bum. Yeah, Stephen L is not a fan, so okay, good stuff. Quickly then, let's just go carry on with this. Both teams are relatively slow here. We're both 28, both ranked 28th in the league for pace, and both teams are top 6 defensive rated teams here. Sam, could we see a slow, high 90s, mid 90s game here? And defense is going to get it over the line. And if so, as I said, Dallas are 5th in the league defensively, Heat are 6th in the league, but the difference is the Heat are also a top 10 offensive team, whereas Dallas aren't. This is why it could be tight. It could come down to turnovers here, and Dallas don't turn the ball over a lot.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be a very gritty, grindy game. And it's good that you pointed out the turnovers, because we started the last game really bad. I think we had like 5 turnovers in the first quarter. We can't allow that to happen in this game. So we've got to watch it, especially against Dallas. So,
yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be tight. It's going to be possession based. I think I can see this going all the way down to the wire here. Before we let you both go with predictions, of course, this man above me here, Goran Dragic, has been bought out by the Spurs. We know that half the league is going to be interested in him, but not necessarily the Heat. I think it's a lot of hope maybe from some fans that he might come back. But Dallas have also been mentioned with him. And I think that if he's going to go anywhere, I think Heat Nation would want him to go Dallas if it's not going to be Miami. My opinion on this, as you might have seen from tweet earlier, do we need Goran Dragic back? No, absolutely not. We don't. We're sorted for guards. We've got Gabe's ascension. We've got Oladipo to come back. This is not a roster filled moment that we need to see Goran Dragic back. However, you would have to be a robot, wouldn't you, not to want him back in this team? The emotional side of it, the connection, just to be in that locker room would be huge. John, would you bring back Goran Dragic for the rest of this season if it was down to you and you only?
If there is no one else that could take his spot, and it looks like it could be likely, because the only other position we would need is a wing type player, and right now that doesn't look good. So if there is no one else and Dragic is still available, why not? Doesn't really hurt us not to bring him back.
Yep, I agree. I think if this is going to happen, as I said, it's not necessarily that it's going to give us maybe that what we really need in terms of a play, a minute sort of rotation thing. But what it could just be, just him sitting on the bench could be huge. Sam, very quickly before predictions, same question to you. Do you bring the Dragon back?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time we saw Dragic in a Heat jersey was in the bubble, and what he did to get us to the finals was fantastic. And that's coming off the sort of injuries that he had in that season. So, I mean, it's tricky because you can't say no to that. But at the same time, we have got a full roster. So it's just balancing it out.
Yeah, this is it, because I don't want to see Gabe Vincent's minutes restricted in any way. We're maybe already going to see that with Oladipo. So the chances of him getting in and around is maybe not going to be. It's not what we need. As John said, we need maybe another wing. We need a backup four. That's what we need, really. But if there isn't anybody there, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Could bring him back. It'd be incredible to see him on the bench again. To see him with one last chance to try and win that ring in Miami would be exceptional. So sod it, Pat, Andy. Get it done. Get it done. We'll see what happens with that. Lots and lots of interesting scoring, as you would expect from a high caliber player still, even at his age. Let's get some predictions then, guys, for tonight. As I said, only a quick show, but let's see what you think tonight. John, I'll start with you. Against the Mavericks, what are we thinking?
Do we know if Jimmy's playing? Because I saw that he might be out.
There's, I should have come to this. Injury report is Oladipo, Morris and Hero definitely out. Game time decision for Jimmy. But from what I hear, probably expected to play. That makes a big difference, obviously, with predictions here.
Now, with Jimmy, I'll go a 4-point win, 103.99 win.
Oh, I even gave us the score. Love it. Yeah, it is. It is actually a 4.5 minus 4.5 Heat are on the spread. So you're pretty much on form with that, John. That's about right, I think. As far as Dallas are concerned, just Hardaway Jr., I believe, is the only one that's out tonight. So they're pretty much full strength. Sam, what do you think?
I'm thinking high 90s, Heat by 3, but that all depends on if Jimmy's playing.
Yep. Okay. Good stuff. I think we're all in sync here. I think it's going to be. I think the fact that the Heat are at home is what's going to sway this. The Mavericks are not a great team on the road. They're a 0.500 team, 13-13, and as we know, Miami Heat are shit hot on the home court. 19-6 at home, which is pretty special. We're going to hear Pepas tonight. It's going to go off. Heat by 6. I'm going to say. There we go, then, guys. Thanks for joining. A very quick one, as I said. We'll be back on Thursday night to see the Charlotte game. Last question here, Stephen. Now, thanks for being involved. 156.78 Miami. Yeah, why not? We'll go with that. Follow us at the Miami Heat UK for in-game comms. 12:30 tip tonight. We will be there. Until then, yes, see you on Thursday for the Charlotte game. Take it easy.